and welcome to the Global Health Journey, the podcast where we guide healthcare professionals like you on your journey to practice medicine and nursing in English-speaking countries. I'm your host, Dexter, and today we're diving into an exciting and insightful topic: how to thrive as a migrant healthcare professional in places like the UK, Australia, the USA, or Ireland. Whether you're a nurse planning your first overseas job or a doctor preparing to join an international healthcare team, this episode is packed with practical advice, real-world tips, and a few stories to inspire you along the way. So grab your coffee, tea, or whatever keeps you energized. Let's get started. First off, let's talk about why English-speaking countries are eagerly welcoming healthcare professionals. The healthcare sectors in countries like the UK, Australia, and the USA are experiencing staffing shortage due to aging populations, increased healthcare demands, and retirements. And here's the good news for you as a skilled healthcare professional: you're in demand. Not only do you bring expertise, but you also bring unique perspectives and cultural understanding that enrich the healthcare system. But let's be real, it's not just about filling jobs, it's about you building a rewarding career, achieving personal growth, and even improving your family's future. So whether your goal is financial stability, career advancement, or simply adventure, this journey is worth it. Now, let's talk about preparation, because moving abroad isn't just about packing your bags and saying goodbye to home. It's a journey that requires careful planning and thoughtful steps to ensure a smooth transition. Let's start with the first and most important step: language proficiency. For many of you, passing an English proficiency test like the Occupational English Test or IELTS will be a requirement. But here's the good news: these tests aren't just about assessing your English, they're designed specifically for your profession. That means the content is relevant to the real-life scenarios you face every day in healthcare. Now, here is a quick tip: practice speaking confidently in those real-world situations. Picture yourself explaining a medical procedure to a patient or discussing a treatment plan with a colleague. These are the types of conversations you'll encounter both in the exam and in your future workplace. Next up is licensing and exams. Depending on where you're headed, you may need to pass specific tests. For example, there's the NCLEX for those planning to work in the USA, or the PLAB if you're aiming for the UK. The key here: start researching the requirements early. The sooner you know what's expected, the more time you'll have to prepare without feeling rushed or overwhelmed. Now, let's talk about something that often gets overlooked: documentation. This step is crucial. Gather all your essential documents, degree certificates, transcripts, work experience letters, and anything else that might be required. Trust me, it's always better to have everything ready than to be caught off guard by a missing piece of paperwork. I think of this step as setting the foundation for your application process. Finally, let's discuss cultural preparation. Moving to a new country isn't just about adapting to a new workplace, it's about understanding and embracing a new healthcare system and culture. This can be a big adjustment, but it's also an opportunity to grow both personally and professionally. For example, in the UK, there's a strong focus on teamwork and patient-centered care. Terms like shared decision-making will become part of your daily vocabulary. Meanwhile, in Australia, communication is key, especially in a multicultural environment where you'll interact with patients and colleagues from diverse backgrounds. To make this transition smoother, spend some time learning about your destination's culture, work practices, and healthcare policies. Watch videos, talk to others who've been through the process, or join online communities where you can ask questions and get tips. So there you have it, a roadmap to guide you through the preparation phase. Remember, every step you take brings you closer to achieving your goal of working abroad as a healthcare professional. It's a journey that requires effort, but the rewards are absolutely worth it. Let's be real, migrating isn't always smooth sailing. It comes with its fair share of challenges. But here's the good news: every challenge has a solution, and you're not alone in facing them. First up, adapting to a new healthcare system. Every country has its unique way of doing things. Protocols, procedures, and even the patient-doctor dynamics might be different from what you're used to. So what's the solution? Be open to learning. Don't hesitate to ask questions, even if they seem basic. Most workplaces also offer orientation programs. Make the most of them. These are designed to help you settle in and understand the system better. Next, cultural barriers. From unfamiliar accents and slang to subtle differences in humor, communication can sometimes feel like a bit of a puzzle. But here's the trick: don't shy away from conversations. The more you interact with your colleagues and patients, the more confident you'll become. Every conversation is a step toward mastering your new environment. And then there's homesickness. Missing home, your family, and even your favorite foods is completely natural. It happens to everyone. But there's a way to cope: build a support network. Connect with fellow healthcare professionals who are in the same boat. They've been through the same journey and can offer advice, understanding, and maybe even a few recipes from home. Each of these challenges may seem daunting at first, but remember, you're not just surviving, you're thriving in a new chapter of your life. Take it one step at a time, and you'll find your rhythm before you know it. Let me share a quick story that I know will inspire you. Meet Dr. Priya, a general practitioner from India. 5 years ago, she made the bold decision to move to the UK. Exciting, right? But let me tell you, it wasn't all smooth sailing at first. Dr. Priya struggled to adapt to the NHS's patient-centered approach. It was so different from what she was used to. On top of that, she felt nervous about the language barrier. Can you imagine how overwhelming that must have been? But here's where the story takes a turn. Instead of letting those challenges hold her back, Dr. Priya focused on continuous learning. She worked on improving her communication skills, practicing conversations, learning to listen actively, and even embracing those awkward moments when things didn't go as planned. She didn't stop there. Dr. Priya also joined local networking groups, connecting with fellow professionals and building a support system. Slowly but surely, she started to find her feet. And today, Dr. Priya is thriving. Not only is she excelling in her career, but she's also giving back by mentoring other migrant doctors who are walking the same path she once did. So what's the takeaway? Success is possible. It's not about where you start, it's about where you're headed. Your hard work, determination, and willingness to grow will pay off. Just like Dr. Priya, you can overcome the obstacles, embrace the opportunities, and build a future you're proud of. Remember, your journey is just beginning, and greatness lies ahead. Before we wrap up, let me leave you with some of my top tips for thriving as a migrant healthcare professional. Tip number 1, never stop learning. Healthcare is a dynamic field that's always evolving. Whether it's mastering new technologies, understanding updated protocols, or refining your communication skills, keep upgrading your knowledge. Every bit you learn makes you better equipped to provide excellent care. Tip number 2, be kind to yourself. Let's face it, this journey can be challenging. You might make mistakes, feel overwhelmed, or even question yourself at times. And you know what? That's perfectly okay. You're human. So give yourself some grace and remember it's all part of the process. Tip number 3, stay connected. Never underestimate the power of staying in touch with your loved ones back home. A simple call, video chat, or message can do wonders to lift your spirits and remind you why you started this journey in the first place. And finally, tip number 4, celebrate small wins. Every achievement, whether it's passing a test, making a patient smile, or simply getting through a tough shift, is worth celebrating. These small victories are the building blocks of your success. Keep these tips in mind and you'll not only survive, you'll thrive. Your journey as a migrant healthcare professional is an inspiring one, and every step forward is a testament to your courage and determination. And that wraps up today's episode. I hope these tips have given you a solid foundation for your preparation journey. Remember, moving abroad isn't just a career move, it's a life-changing adventure. And we're here to guide you every step of the way. Make sure to tune in daily because we've got so much more coming your way: career guidance, practical advice, and expert support to ace your language tests and thrive in your new role. We'd love to hear from you too. Got questions or specific topics you'd like us to cover? Drop us a message. We're here to help. Before you go, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay connected with us. Your support keeps this podcast going and helps us reach more healthcare professionals like you. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and remember, your dream career is just around the corner.